Hey, it's the Figure Hunter here with a review or a comparison between the Garmin Fenix 6X Titanium Solar and the Garmin Fenix 6 Solar stainless steel bezel. So we're going to look at these two side by side because the biggest question I have had, as you saw in a previous video when I compared the 6S to the 6, is the 6S just felt way too small. The 6 feels a little bit too heavy and it pushes on the knuckle. So now we're looking at the 6X Titanium and we're going to break down what are the size or what are the weight differences, what are the detail differences, how do they look, how do the screens look, how's the clarity of the screens, all of those main things. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing for more. I've got a whole series of videos that are set to come out. So for now, we're going to compare the 6X Titanium Solar versus the 6 Solar, and let's get into it. Okay, so what do we see in the size differences? Obviously, this is a 1.3-inch screen, so technically it's 33 millimeters in diameter. So take a look at the brightness of the back. They're both on full brightness, like full tilt, 100%. This is a 1.4-inch screen, so it's 35.5 millimeters. So if you take the surface area of both of them, the 6X is going to give you 16% more screen. So that's a pretty felt difference. I mean, it's actually pretty big in size. Now, it's 51 millimeters across versus 47 millimeters across. And if you take like a measuring stick to it, it's a little bit more than 51 and a little bit less than 47 on the 6 regular. But they both have the same stainless, sort of the same design. This is obviously titanium. And if you look at the back, it's really actually kind of interesting because the 6X has obviously it's a little bit more flat, and we'll look at it from a side shot in a second, but this has got more of a bow to it. 6X incorporates the same Elevate 2.0 sensor, but it's just a little bit smaller encasement versus the 6 regular. 46 millimeter, you know, obviously the band on this puppy, it's hefty. So you're getting a thick band. You're going to see the band. The band is solid, but so that's one of the things about it. Use the same button configuration. This is an all titanium back. So when you look at the differences side by side and you sort of shoot right down on top, it looks like the 6 is a little bit thinner, the regular 6 model, but the 6X is actually slightly thinner. So it's kind of crazy, but if you take a measuring instrument to it as well, it's 16 millimeters thick versus 16.7 millimeters thick on the 6 regular. And these are both the solar variants. The solar variants on the 6 regular are going to be a little bit thicker than a regular 6 would be. The 6X, when you look at the weight, with just the watch itself, because the band is going to sort of be evenly distributed across your whole body, across your whole wrist. The weight for this is 54 grams. The weight for the 6 regular solar version is 62 grams. So you think about the weight difference, it's 13% lighter. So you're getting 16% more screen and it's 13% lighter, and it's even skinnier on the 6X. So it's totally bizarre to me that there's those kind of differences. You can't see it here, but I can see it now. The 6X is actually a little bit more flush, a little bit lower. And then if you look at the screen quality and clarity, they're both coming in brilliant and great, but there's even better color resolution on the 6X. So when you think about it, you're getting a much bigger screen with crystal clear colors and blacks. Now, both of them have quality blacks and quality colorization, just a little bit sharper here. And then I took a light meter to both of them just to sort of see. And both of these solar variants are coming in with more overall brightness than the 6 series did standard. So the 6 series was putting out about 67 to 69 lumens at full brightness. These are coming in at between 79 on the 6X and 83 on the 6 regular. So it would appear that this one is brighter, or the 6 regular solar is brighter, but technically the right sort of spot in line with what the variance would be on a light meter. So more brightness than you would get on the regular 6s, but better colorization from my eyes for the 6X solar. So that's the basic breakdown. And then the other thing I forgot to mention, I'll throw this in the middle, is that you get 50% more battery life. So this is 1.5 times more battery life. So, and I rated the 2 days now. So this is rated at 14 days, this is rated at 21. And then with the solars, this is rated at 16, this is rated at 24. In regular use, with the backlight turned up to 60% brightness all the time, and the recording rate set to every second versus smart reading, I was getting 7 days with a standard 6, and so about 8 days with the Solar 6, and about 10 and a half days with the standard 6X and about 12 days with the Solar. So take that for whatever it is, but you think about this, it's lighter, it's got a lot more screen space, and it's got 50% more battery life. Now that is a lot if you can handle wearing a, flight instrument on your wrist. Differences, obviously, when you're looking at it and you're sort of feeling it and the overall feel of how they, it's got some size to it. It's definitely got some size to it, but as we're talking about, it doesn't have that much more significant weight to it. Obviously, the bands are pretty significantly different. This feels like it looks and feels like you're wearing somewhat of a flight dial, or, like you're wearing like an old school instrument on your wrist. But next up, we're just hoping for some better choices in titanium options for the 6 Solar, as possibly are going to be coming out and released down the road, with also another watch being released from Garmin. So that's it. Let's come together and talk about it in summary. Okay, so what do we see in summary? The 6X titanium is crazy to me. It's crazy. Now, for my wrist, I got it and I actually thought maybe this would be one I would keep long term. It's just too big. I could probably get away with a 6S, which is the smallest variant, and even fit in the regular band that comes on it. The 6X is too big, but listen to the stats over the regular 6 with the stainless steel bezel. 13% lighter. It's a little bit thinner of a watch than the 6 regular. It's 16% bigger screen. It gives 50% more battery life. So you got lighter, longer battery life by a significant margin, and a lot bigger screen and a little bit thinner. So it's pretty crazy the differences between the two. Now, if you went with the titanium version of the Garmin 6 regular, went with the titanium on the Solar side, then there'd be a little bit closer together. The watch itself would be 54 grams versus 48 grams, which is about 12.5% heavier for the titanium 6X, but you still get the extra 16% bigger screen, so you still have a bigger screen. But what's the problem with the titanium versions for the Solar that are on the market right now? You only have 2 colors. You've got silver and you've got blue. That's the reason I started looking at the 6X, is I don't like silver and I don't like blue. I want black. You can get the black titanium on the 6X, and you can also get the silver titanium. So it's a little bit easier access. Now you can get the black titanium on the 6, but you have to buy the fully titanium bracelet, which adds an extra $250. Nobody needs that. So that's the comparison between the two. If you ever had a curiosity or interest, or were looking at these two sort of side by side, now you've got some answers. Fit Gear Hunter, thanks so much for watching.